And John, I wanted to give you an opportunity to highlight a specific program that Red Hat is in the middle of, maybe perhaps working with an agency, maybe working with many of the agencies.
Sure, and working with many of the agencies is the case. One thing we've recognized working with agencies is they're all starting in a different place. And when you think about the zero trust pillars themselves, in this idea of this graduation between traditional, what you generally saw in networks over the last 20 years, to initial, to advanced, to optimal, these states that CISA came up with. They all start in different places. So they might be more advanced in identity, but as we mentioned, really not advanced in data. So what we've been trying to work on a lot with customers is coming up with reusable, sort of validated patterns, reference architectures where they can get started faster, they can kind of gauge where they are and then figure out where they need to go. So without a specific program, a number of these programs, what we've seen is interesting is the ability to just sit there and assess where you are, figure out a path forward, and then use these validated patterns. So we've done some things to help people move along a little bit faster. So in the Kubernetes world, in the Kubernetes environments, taking advantages of attribute-based access controls, improving automation, improving software development pipelines to incorporate better gate controls in software. These are the kinds of things that we're seeing are getting some early adoption. Now, it's not possible to implement a sustained zero trust architecture without a liberal application of automation. So big part of what we've seen is the successes is those who are embracing automation early on recognize that this is not a thing we're going to have a bunch of humans making decisions at policy enforcement points, that we need automation to handle those things. That's where we've seen success a little bit faster. So embracing that, understanding, and also recognizing that you don't need to rip and replace everything. And that's really not even realistic. What we're seeing is using the existing controls that are in the network that are provided by many vendors today. Some of those may not be easily managed centrally, but there's ways through automation to control those policy enforcement points, even though, let's say they're 10, 12, 20 years old, to get some value within the network and get, step towards zero trust. We'd love it to have greenfield scenarios where we can snap our fingers and just start over, but that's not the reality. So we've seen a lot of sort of that recognition of, hey, what do I got today and use today? What are ways that I can improve on that environment without having a huge spend? I need to do something kind of quick. So those are the kinds of where I see the light bulb go off, and the happier customer are those who are recognizing that there's a path forward that doesn't involve starting from scratch.
Sure. And